It's the book club, and this time a tense thriller from Korea. This is The Hole. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, and this is the place where quite often I talk to you about Stephen King, but in this series I'm recommending great, spooky, scary, tense books to you. Yes, this is my book club, where in each episode I will tell you about a book that I've read recently, that I enjoyed, and that I think you will too. And in each one I give you a synopsis of the book, a bit about the author, a spoiler-free review, and I try and align it to a Stephen King book to keep it on brand for my channel, but also to help you have a point of comparison to decide if you want to go and give this a try, because it's always difficult taking a plunge on new authors. So I figured linking it to the best-selling author in the world maybe just gives you something to help you make that decision. And if you go and read this book or any of these books that I talk about in the entire playlist of now more than 50 books on the book club, if you read them and you enjoy them, make sure you review them on Goodreads, on Storygraph, on Amazon. And if you really like them, rave about them on your social media, tell your friends, buy them copies, all of that kind of stuff. Get people excited about new, different, original books that they've not read yet. Okay, cool. This time we're covering a Korean bestseller that is finally getting a UK version of its English translation this week. I'm talking about The Hole by Hye-Young Pyun. Let's go. So here's the synopsis. A bestseller in Korea, a psychological thriller about loneliness and the dark truths we try to bury. In this tense, gripping novel by a rising star of Korean literature, Oggi has woken from a coma after causing a devastating car accident that took his wife's life and left him paralysed and badly disfigured. His caretaker is his mother-in-law, a widow grieving the loss of her only child. Oggi is neglected and left in his bed. His world shrinks to the room he lies in, and his memories of his troubled relationship with his wife, a sensitive, intelligent woman who found all her life goals thwarted except for one, cultivating the garden in front of their house. But soon, Oggi notices his mother-in-law in the abandoned garden, uprooting what his wife had worked so hard to plant and obsessively digging larger and larger holes. When asked, she answers only that she is finishing what her daughter started. Evoking Herman Koch's The Dinner and Stephen King's Misery, award-winning author Hye-Young Pyun's The Hole is a superbly crafted and deeply unnerving novel about the horrors of isolation and neglect in all of its banal and brutal forms. As Oggi desperately searches for a way to escape, he discovers the difficult truth about his wife and the toll their life together took on her. And a bit about the author. So, Pyun Hye-Young was born in Seoul in 1972. She earned her undergraduate degree in creative writing and graduate degree in Korean literature from Hanye-Young University. After receiving these degrees, Pyun worked as an office worker, and many office workers appear in her stories. Pyun began publishing in 2000 and published 3 collections of stories, I.O. Garden, To the Kennels and Evening Courtship, as well as the novel Ashes and Red. In 2007, To the Kennels won the Hankook Ilbo Literary Award. In 2009, the short story O Kunikuli won the Yi Hyo Seok Literature Prize, and then the Today's Young Writer Award in 2010, while in 2011, Evening Courtship won the Dong-In Literary Award. Her works have several themes, including alienation in modern life, an apocalyptic world, and they are often infused with grotesque images. The novel Ashes and Red explores irony and the dual nature of humanity. So there's your background. Let's get into my spoiler-free review of The Hole. So this slim and breezy thriller is cold, layered, precise and claustrophobic. It's also wholly effective. Without actually seeing very much happen at all, we get more and more bits of backstory revealed as this book goes on. And it discombobulates and confuses you more and more. And by the end, I just wasn't sure who of the characters I actually wanted to prevail and who I felt like I was rooting for. It's fair to say that this book takes about 2/3 to kick into its really dark places, but those early parts are not without merit. We get to know our stricken protagonist, Oggi. We come to terms with him and his broken body and his completely helpless situation. We start to learn more about his wife, and we also see his shame at having to have everything done for him, in particular by his mother-in-law. We also get a kind of slow burn introduction to the character of that mother-in-law who becomes Oggi's carer. Her character arc is fascinating. You're never quite fully convinced that she is the good character here, but at the same time, she kind of shows enough to maybe get you thinking, she's just working through her grief, and this is just her dealing with it, and she'll come through in the end, and it'll be fine, right? And then, of course, the final act hits, and basically everything changes. The tension ramps up, the danger closes in for Oggy, and we rush towards a pretty memorable and pretty scary climax. So when it comes to comparing this to King, I've already mentioned from the synopsis that this has an affinity with Misery, and those links are justified, completely well earned, and I can't really think of any King book to better match this one too. And by the end of this one, you will feel chilled to your core. So in summary, this was a simple but cracking little story, and one that was delivered by a wonderfully written translation. This was dark and delicious in all kinds of screwed up ways, a breezy read, and I think you'll have a good time with it. So this has been out in Korean for years now. There's been an English translation available in the US for a while, but the UK version of this translation comes out on the 24th of July. Thank you so much to NetGalley and the publishers for the review copy. Do check this out if this sounds like something you might be interested in. Okay, there we go, a quick and breezy review of a quick and breezy thriller, The Hole. I hope you go and check that one out. I think you will get something from it, and if you do, come back here and let me know what you think of it. Now, while we've got to this point, I might as well do a few plugs for you. You know the deal now, everything I like to plug is linked in the description below. So you can find a link to my award-winning collection of short stories, Once More Around the Sun. You can find a link to my Stephen King trivia book. You can find a link to my range of Stephen King themed band shirts. And if you like what I'm doing in this channel and you'd like more content and you'd like to support me directly, you can become a constant viewer. You can become a member of this channel, get extra content, early access to regular videos, and loads of other fun things as well. Links to everything that I just mentioned is in the description. So yeah, good. Another one done on the book club. I guess that means it's time to sign off. So I will see you back here soon for some Stephen King content, or if you want to talk horror movies on my Silver Scream feature, or right back here next week for another book recommendation here on my book club. Take care, stay safe, happy reading, and I'll see you soon.